How's everyone doing today? We will be casting Kvothhh versus Jack. And we've got the map drafts. We got... Oh, we're already starting. Okay, let's get into this. So, Kvothhh is going for the Erebus ban, and Jack is going for the Medit ban. Kvothhh picks Ghost Lake, so what will Jack respond with? Ghost Lake is always a nice map, comfortable map to play on for pretty much everyone, since it's universally liked. Ooh, Alfheim by Jack. I guess he wants his Hades there, maybe? We'll see. And Bamboo Grove for Kvothhh. So, quite... Oh, okay. And we get Marsh from Jack, and the admin pick is Midgard, which is the first map of the series. So, over to the gods. We'll see. Kvothhh is first pick, since he is higher seed. So, we shall see how this plays out. Hello, Jolly Rancher. I'm good, thank you for asking. Okay, starting off with what ban? Will Kvothhh be banning Jack's Oranos? And he will not. He's going to ban Hades and possibly pick Oranos because, yeah, Oranos OP, guys. And Kvothhh doesn't like losing, right? So he doesn't want to give Jack any chance of having somewhat of a win in this series. It is a significant elo gap between these two players. And we see an Odin ban from Jack. Okay, interesting ban there. Okay, we see the Oranos first pick from Kvothhh. So Zeus from Jack. And we're gonna see probably Ra from Kvothhh here. Yep. And Poseidon for Jack. Pausing. Yep. And Isis for Kvothhh. Yep. Probably, yeah, set for Jack. And it's probably going to be Nüwa for Kvothhh. And it's probably going to be Fuji for Jack. What the fuck? Stop this. Come on, Kvothhh. Oh, it's gonna be Fuji for Kvothhh. How do you know? How do you know? Kvothhh asks. I just do. I just do. So Fuji for Kvothhh is gonna come up. Unless he's going to bait and pick something else just because I know what he's going to pick. See his hesitation? Okay, goes for the Chronos. Okay. And we see probably, most likely, yeah, Fuji to ban that away from Kvothhh. And we'll probably see a Freyr here from Kvothhh. Yeah, Freyr from Kvothhh. Freyr from Kvothhh. I know you want to pick it, Kvothhh. Just pick it. I know you can hear me still. Pick Freyr already. Don't milk it. Yep. And we'll probably see a Thor or a Shenlong. Yep, Shenlong for Jack. Right. All right, let's get into it. The first game of this series. The map is Midgard. And on the top side of the map, we have Uwu's very own Jack the Rat 90, playing as Zeus. And on the bottom side of the map, we have Kvothhh, King Kvothhh, Kinky Voth, playing as Oranos, one of his main gods, which he likes to say is weak, but has been proven wrong many, many times. Anyway, let's get into it. Ooh, nice little tree there next to his dock. Alright, so the map is Midgard. This is a Zeus map for sure. So the Oranos pick is quite odd from Kvothhh, but let's have a look at the relics. Bridle of Pegasus, very pog. Dusk of Dankang, also very pog, but not as pog on this map. Skulls of Cercipes, a very pog relic, S tier relic, and we have Scales of Echidna. Ooh, this is actually a very good relic for both these players, but more so for Kvothhh if he chooses to go through Prometheus and do some prom spam. Right, so starting off, we do have probably two very standard build orders for this map. Jack, I haven't seen him play much of Midgard, but should be interesting to see how he plays this out. And Kvothhh, you know, his draft looked rough, but good at the same time, but he didn't really have a pick for Midgard, and this is the first map of the series. So it's going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the gold mines and the town centers. So second town center for Kvothhh is pretty mediocre. He does have a lot of hunt back here, so that's good, and some hunt in the forward. But as for gold and wood lines, it's quite forward. His third town center, however, also quite out in the middle. No hunt, but a back gold mine way back here. As for Mr. Jack, has a pretty nice town center here with a back wood line, some walrus, and a relatively close gold mine forward. And of course, mirrored here, he does have a gold mine and some additional hunt if needed. But seeing as it's Midgard, the main focus will be on the fish. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this plays out. What approach will Kvothhh take? The approach Zeus usually takes in this map is quite linear. It's usually some form of Athena, hoplites into Dionysus bronze timing. And it's usually very, like, even though you know it's coming, it's very difficult to deal with. But Atlanteans now do have very strong Cairo ballistas. So if he chooses to go up through Prometheus and do some Prometheus Cairo ballista spam, it could fend off the push that's inevitable from Jack, the rat, 90. So we do have the temple coming up now. He's probably gonna go for a. He's going for a 350. Okay. Did he have idle time? That's kind of odd. May have had idle time. But we do see Athena coming through for Jack as expected. I wonder if there's a play here for Hermes, but not too good considering we see Oceanus for Kvothhh. So he wants the better infantry units, the weightless mace catapultes and the good old bite of the shark Murmillos, which are very good and can compete with Zeus, Sarissa, hoplites. But now coming in with more dogs. Ooh, half health citizen over here. And he can't heroize it with Valor. So that's going to stay half health until the Caladria comes out to heal it. Athena is through. Is chucking down a military academy with 4 whole villagers. So the way his built here is that a little gap? I don't think it is. It might be. If it is, then it's very nice building placement. However, if it isn't, it's kind of not the best building placement, I would say. As for Kvothhh, his building placement is looking fantastic. Blocking off his gold mine. We already see the Theseus in here, but it's going to get shanked down by these villagers. He is carrying that Scales of Echidna relic, which is quite a big deal, and he should go get that garrisoned ASAP. But he's going to opt to try to do some more aggression. We see double military barracks from Kvothhh. No attempts at... Oh, we do see some... Okay, yeah, those are fishing ships from Kvothhh. So we don't see any water fights that will be happening anytime soon. But Jack is wreaking havoc in Kvothh's base right now, but we do have a hero Murmillo to take care of this, but the bolt comes down onto it. And now we do have Heracles here, huge special attack onto the citizens, but this is a low health Minotaur and another hero Murmillo is through. So quite a big loss there for Jack, losing his Jason. Oh, no, his Jason is alive, but it is 50 health. And losing about 1/3 of his Heracles health. So it's not too good for Mr. Jack here. Took a lot of damage, and Kvothhh has successfully defended off this early pressure. Now the hoplites gonna be streaming through. However, he cannot take this fight quite yet. We do see Empyrean speed coming through. Does not have Sarissa for himself. He actually has nothing on favor. No favor income for Jack, which is okay. He's now placing a villager on it. His macro is looking quite off here. Adding the archer ranges now, because he is floating the wood and the gold with little to no food. I would love to see Jack pull some villagers off of gold and put them on the berries, the chickens, or the hunt outside here. But no attempts at sniping oracles from... Oh, he's going for the oracles. He is looking for it. Will he find one? Not from what I can see. So the way both has placed his oracles are 2 on the side and perhaps 1 in the base somewhere. Can't quite see it. But yeah, some hoplites raid with the Hercules coming through. And we see some counter raids from Kvothhh here. Gonna be seeing the berry bushes. However, more hoplites. He's gonna see the archer range. Will he throw down a counter barracks? No, he's throwing down an armory here. So he's got himself 4 military barracks, and this is actually a huge potential raid here. Gets a villager pickup, but we do have Bite of the Shark through for Kvothhh. So these Murmillos and the Heracles are going to take significant amounts of damage. But will it be enough? The numbers is in Jack's favor. So he is winning this fight slowly, but the Hercules falls. And now, nice building placement by Kvothhh, gonna allow him to slowly pick off all of these units. But they did get a decent value. He did get a couple of unit picks. He did get a citizen for himself. And he is happily going to take that little win. He does have some Murmillos out here in the open. Jack's army is very spread right now. You cannot have that against Oranos. Oranos wants that. He wants you to spread and take small skirmishes, but we see another Minotaur mate. We see the Carnivora coming down, and 2 Caladrios up here with that Carnivora. It's gonna be an easy win for Kvothhh. Jack is forced to go back into space, loses a Caladria. Nice snipe with the Jason there, but the Jason does go down, and now the Minotaur also goes down. Jack has lost a lot of units for no reason whatsoever. They are still close. In fact, Jack is ahead in the military department, but look at what Kvothhh is doing here. His macro is looking very solid, going to be going up to heroic quite soon. He's got himself a ton of fishing ships, and now he's also hunting. Whereas Jack, only a handful of fishing ships, made himself pentacounters to defend, and now gonna try to take another fight out in the middle. He's got 6 Toxotes in the queue, and yeah, but we do have restoration for Jack, and is placed 6 on favor, so might be going for the Minotaur play here, which wouldn't be too bad. But we already see Hyperion coming through for both. Great macro from him, and now he's gonna heroize everything, which means that we need Jack to scout this so he does not make any myth units, but he's gonna be able to heroize everything and heal them up with the Caladria. Probably make a couple of more of these. Can't really go wrong with that, but lots of fish unclaimed here from Jack. Quite a mistake, I would say. But now he's moving around with his little army, trying to look for something to hit. It's going to actually... The timing here is going to be rough for Jack, because he's about to hit... Like, his army is out in the open, and if Jack oversteps, he may eat a chaos, and the Murmillos will get us around and probably pick off every single unit that Jack has. These Murmillos are no joke, especially when hero-wise. They are very, very strong. And now we do see the Satyrs out as well to help with that. We see an aggressive push here. Even though he sees the heroic, Jack is opting to go for that aggressive play. And the building placement from both here is going to help him defend with that Satyr in the back there. Now he's going to try to go for a flank. Will we see the shockwave comes down? Will we see the good old chaos onto all of this? He should have chaos that to have the Minotaur special his own units, but is choosing to save it for now. Because there is still a restoration on the table. But this army is looking very strong from Kvothhh. And look at that. It's just getting cornered, surrounding his army and just taking that fight. Jack's not even going to use restoration, and that's a clean wipe from Jack's army. And Kvothhh takes the win. Very nicely played by Kvothhh. Not sure what Jack was cooking, but the food got burnt for sure. Oranos OP. Yep. If you guys enjoyed this cast, would like to see more of this, just let me know. But yeah, onwards with the series. GG. Okay. Game face on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second game of the series between Kvothhh and Jack. Currently, it's 1-0 in favor of Kvothhh. And let's dive straight into the second game. On the left side of the map, we have Uwu's Jack90 playing as Gaia. And on the right side of the map, we have King Kvothhh. Yep. Who's playing as Nüwa. Very strong pick here. And oh my, what a seed he has claimed for himself. Let's have a look at the map. First of all, I just want to point out this cliff right here. Jesus Christ. You could not have asked for a better seed if you're Kvothhh. Perfect. It's so good. Second town center for Kvothhh. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful wood lines. Really good gold mine. Hunt nearby. Berries over here. Another gold mine there. And just creep himself up all the way north of the map and he'll be in a fantastic position. Over on Jack's side, he does have a similar cliff, but not the wood line to support that cliff. And he has been map screwed. This is a map screw, if I have ever seen one. And this is exactly why Alfheim should never be in a competitive tournament. Because this is one of the worst maps when it comes to balance, equal seeding, anything like that. And it is very frustrating to see how a game can be so quickly like one-sided because of a certain seed. But nevertheless, Kvothhh is in a very, very advantageous position. And the question is, will he be able to, you know, find his way and find a victory here in with such a great map for himself? And Jack is gonna fight an uphill battle. We can already assume that. But let's have a look at the relic. For a boy, really good relic for Gaia especially, but same for Kvothhh. But yeah, Archimedes Ledger, it's an alright relic, not too shabby. Tusk of Dankang, very good relic on a map like this, where food is limited. And Hecate's Torches, also a pretty damn good relic for both these players. The top town center is okay. It's very nice here for Mr. Kvothhh, Mr. Jack. He has a back gold mine, he has some berries, and a tiny, tiny wood line. But nevertheless, let's get into it. We have Oceanus from Jack, and we have How To from Kvothhh. A nice early wall coming up here to defend himself and eat this hunt freely and safely. His macro is looking like a 2 town center macro, whereas Jack is looking for that 1 town center macro. So we're probably gonna see a double counter barracks opener from Jack once he hits the classical age, along with some Caladrias. But 4-minute up here from Kvothhh, quite late I would say for China, but it is against Gaia. After all, Gaia usually upset like 355, 420. And now we do see the clay peasants getting used here to shoot that town center up from Kvothhh. You have the Chonky to help defend that against the Carnivora. But Jack is not even gonna bother with it. He's going very forward here with his Vils. Are we seeing a second TC? Okay, yes, we are. So he readjusted his macro and decided to go for a second town center. And he's going for the better town center in this game. And look at that. Earth wall is through. Let's have a look if Jack can see that earth wall. No, he doesn't. Does not know which town center Mr. Kvothhh has gone for, and Kvothhh does not know which town center Jack is going for, but they are very close to each other. And with the way this wall is, it's actually very good for Jack. Little bug going on. So he can start destroying this relatively early. Gets that TC up, throws down a military barracks, starts working on it. He does notice it now. This is actually pretty good for Jack. A small little W there. Having the wall so close to his town center. Oh, look at that. You have a nice little wall coming up. Oh, Caladria dying immediately. Good micro there from Kvothhh. And now we see the Chonky going out and about scouting. He's going for this back town center to see that first instead of this one. He does not think Jack is bold enough to go for this one, especially when he upped so late. But now we do see the military barracks coming up. Nice little wall here from Jack. Love to see it. However, he's spending a lot of walking time to get that up, but it will help him big time. See the Chonky out. There is an Oracle here. And he does not have a Caladria to save it, but now Kvothhh has spotted that second town center. We do have a Murmillo coming out. He'll probably heroize it to keep stuff safe and get himself those relics. Kvothhh on the other side just gonna boom away, getting himself his economy upgrades. Husbandry coming through. He's also going for the fire archer approach here. Walling it off with 3 Vils. Okay. Only one hero Murmillo. Oh, not even a hero, just one Murmillo. But there is a hero, 2 hero citizens here to help deal with the Chonky. Actually doesn't even finish the wall. But heroizes the Murmillo, and now we see the fire archers. And we don't see a counter barracks from Jack. He's now gonna throw that 2 of those down, which is very good. And this is actually looking very good for now. If I'm Kvothhh, I'm very happy with my position. Nicely placed Oracle here from Jack. Gonna be able to spot not quite that Townsend. He needs to move it closer in case, but he can assume that Kvothhh will stay on 2 TC, seeing these fire archers. See the eco-ops coming through. And for Jack, he's already got the baseline economy upgrades, I believe. He's got the second line of economy upgrades. Very nice, but he's getting the thermals out now. He has fairly balanced economy, whereas Kvothh's economy is looking very off here. 1,000 food, barely any gold. Only 4 on gold, but he does have the hero Kvothhh there. See, so the thermals are in and he does have them heroized and is just gonna walk into it. The fight is breaking out, and look at that. Miss Micro from Kvothhh takes a lot of losses right there. Oh, he might even lose the Chonky, and the Chonky goes down. What a big victory there for Jack. Can he... Oh my god, even picked off the Pioneer. This is very, very good for Jack. We see the Wuzu Javelineers from Kvothhh being built. So Jack is okay for the time being, but he does need to work on this earth wall right here. There is a fire archer firing off at those catapultas. I'm not sure why the catapult is coming. Very odd here. But the way Jack needs to play this out is position his thermals next to that wall and have the melee units hitting the wall. So he can take this down eventually in like 385 business days. But anyhow, we see Gul'man coming through for Kvothhh at the back of this. Is making those Javelineers and Fire Archers. Nice little walls. Very, very safe and nice base here for Kvothhh. It's like the perfect map he could have asked for to play out his little 2TC semi-fast mythic shenanigans. And this was quite low. Getting there. Nice micro from both these players. He's trying his best to take this down. No Caladria to heal the units for Jack, unfortunately. He's going up through Heroic. He's going to choose to go through Gaia instead of Rhea here. Takes one of the wall segments down. And if you do take one down, that means the other segments lose 12.5% of their health. So now we do see Gul'man coming through. We're going to see a Baule getting dropped down here. And it's going to go into the middle. And Jack does not know about this. His Oracle is barely in sight. Could have been absolutely massive if he saw that. But now Jack breaching through that wall. Going to go for some raids. And Kvothhh is going to be able to easily respond to this with his own Javelineers, and we do see the Carnivora coming down. We do have the Talwu here. Special attack could go hard, but he messes the special attack up and throws it on that Carnivora. Now this Talwu taking a ton of damage. Trading that Carnivora for this Talwu is very, very good for Mr. Jack. And now we see the White Tiger Cav. White Horse Cav, sorry. Flanking at the back here. So Gaia is about to hit for Jack. Nice walls. Very good walls here. I would like to... Okay. That's what I like to see here from Jack. Playing this so far really nicely. Gaia is through. He's going to be able to get those Dryads out to help. And economy-wise, looking fine. Quite low on the wood department, but he's taking into Contarius, actually. Getting himself Poseidon's Secret. No Lance of Stone coming through quite yet. He needs more of those military barracks. Tau is still there, quite low though. Now we see the Fire Archer and Horse, White Horse Cav for Kvothhh. This is the composition he's choosing to go for. And the third town center for Kvothhh is coming up. But the military barracks is here, and he does not have Carnivora to deny this. There is a hero, Kvothhh. This is kind of a... interesting timing here from Kvothhh. He does have himself force protection, but if Jack could force it somewhere and then hit the other spot, it could be very beneficial for him. This third town center could prove to be a bad take for Kvothhh, although it is very easily defendable considering he does have the force protection god power. The Oracle will get sniped here. Jack has not built any additional oracles, but we do see a mass amounts of Contarius coming through. Heavy Contarius queued up as well. No armory, of course, quite yet for him. We do see Hooves of the Wind for Mr. Kvothhh. He has baseline armor upgrades. We see a massive amount of units here coming in for Mr. Jack. He needs to micro those thermals onto the back line there. He's got a ton of units coming through, and Kvothh's army is actually split. He's trying to go for that map control, but getting hit with a ton of units, 106 to 55, and this is where games turn. This god power right here could essentially wipe out all of Jack's army if Jack is not careful. He needs to get that Baule down, and if he does, it's a massive victory for him. There are no units here for Kvothh to defend. He does have the archers back here, but they're not gonna do too much against the Cantarius. Only medium Cantarius still. No armory upgrades. Carnivora coming down. There's two Kvothhs here as well to help repair. And the Termas need to get on top of those archers. We do see the Terracotta Warriors coming through at the back to help deal with this archer ball of him. But 400 health left on the Baule. The Baule looking to go down any moment now. And it does go down at a huge cost of Jack. Choosing to commit to that Baule, taking it down in return for all of his units. Now, but like, if you ask me, that's bullshit. Like, this god power is beyond bullshit. It needs a nerf. In dire need of some nerfs. It is such an oppressive god power. And I feel for Jack here. I have been there. He had the numbers. He had the correct units. Even though he didn't have siege. But Cantarius do fine, especially when there's no units to defend. He essentially lost to the force protection god power there. Took him such a long time to get that down as well. Even though there were Kvothhs there, it's still ridiculous amounts of time. And now Kvothhh just gonna spam these Baules out. He's got himself a third town center. And Jack still on the 2 TC, still making the Cantarius. He's got himself heavy now. He's got himself copper shields. And yeah. But Kvothhh looking very healthy at the moment, doing the farm transition, getting himself eco-ops. He's got the second line of eco-ops, plow coming through. Gonna go for the irrigation very, very soon. And yeah, for now, Kvothhh has managed to hold on, push him back, and now getting himself map control again with the Baules. Surprised there have been no attempts at taking this earth wall down from Jack. He's had the opportunity to just keep hitting those wall segments constantly. But now the white horse cav, they are heavy, so they should deal with Cantarius just fine. But now we do see the destroyers. Bit too late if you ask me, but better late than never. It's not looking too good. And 4th town center from Kvothhh. Right there. 4th town center for Kvothhh. This is just disrespectful at this point. He's got no gold in his bank. Going for such a greedy play. He's got the heavy cavalry coming through now, so these are heavy white horse cavalries now, so they should win against Cantarius, but not. They should barely win. Actually, they should convincingly win. And now you see another Carnivora popping down here. We see some Cantarius coming down here to take care of the hero Kvothhh and the town center, but you don't want to fight at the same time. Losing this TC is alright for Kvothhh, but now all of Jack's army is dead. Besides these handful of Cantarius that did deny the TC, they did do what they intended to do, but in turn for losing all of this position, all of his units, all of these villagers, these farms, Jack looking not in the best shape right now. And Kvothhh will just simply be able to flood Jack relentlessly here, and Jack can't really answer because it's too far behind economically and map control wise. Like, Jack has done his best to get himself map control, but Kvothhh just has played a simple game of using the force protection to win the game. Although his decision making has been pretty solid this game. But it all came down to one single fight. I think Jack was in a fine position prior to that. But Jack decides to call it. GG. Well played, Kvothhh. Yeah, this force protection, man. It's very sad to see how a god power can wipe an army with just a handful of units at the back that don't actually do anything to the cav, right? He just had fire archers and javelineers, both of which don't do anything to cavalry. So it was quite unfortunate for Jack. But although he did lose all of that, he shouldn't have. He should have simply just shifted his attention to probably hitting here instead. But yeah, GG, well played, Kvothhh. On to game number 3. Game 3 of this best of 5 series between Jack and Kvothhh. Let's get into it. The map is Ghost Lake, and on the bottom side of the map we have King Kvothhh, playing as Rar, messing up his Auroch, building a granary. Up. And on the top side of the map we have Jack the Rat 90. Uwu's very own Jack the Rat 90, I say. And is playing as Poseidon. Let's dive straight into it with the map and discuss the matchup a little bit. So, matchup is Poseidon versus Ra. The map is 2 gold mine Ghost Lake, and it's quite a few gold mines on the map from what I can see, which is, I think, more beneficial for Ra than it is for Poseidon, especially the 2 gold mines in your base. But let's have a look at the town center situation. Second town center for Kvothhh, not good at all. There's a wood line back here, but the hunt is very forward, and so is the gold mine. And for his third town center, there's some hunt all the way back here, but it's not really safe. And there's a gold mine somewhat back here, not too safe either. Then there's a gold mine at the forward here. However, on Jack's side, he has a fantastic town center, really close gold mine, wallable wood line here, a cliff. But there is an angle for chariots to work their way in and start harassing that gold mine later on in the game. But yeah, his third TC, ooh, beautiful third town center here for Jack. Both his second and third TCs are beautiful. Really, really nice gold mine at the back here. Amazing hunt because of this wood line here. A simple wall here. Take this town center, wall here. You have an extremely safe gold mine and an extremely safe caribou pack. 11 caribous, by the way, and berries. So Jack's living the dream. The only thing he could have asked for in this game is for it to spawn on 1 gold mine. But nevertheless, let's take a look at the relics. We have the Scarab Pendant, pretty good relic. Works on Scarabs, Siege, Colossus, which most players can make. And then we have Buhao, Bow of Huangdi. Very, very good relic as well. I believe that will be a high priority to grab. And then Blanket of Empress Zoe, which is building crush damage vulnerability. 15% of current. Yeah, and then we have, last but not least, Black Lotus. Pretty nice relic here. So this map is Ghost Lake, aka Goat Lake. Tons of ghosts on the map. So let's see who's going to be leading this goat war. Jack is eating his goats. That is wild. Right. So Jack going up through Hermes, and we don't see Kvothhh going up quite yet. He's going to be looking for a 445, I believe, or a 430. 445, so he's a minute behind, if not minute 15 behind on the age up timer. But double monument, so I assume he's going through Sphinx this game. Yep, he's going for bust, and now we see the good old centaur pulling up, and he's going for the first gold mine here, which is more exposed. Okay, finally Jack has moved on to the Auroch. We see the stable opener. I do think Jack should grab himself a town center, because does he see this? Let's have a look at his perspective. He only sees 1 monument. He doesn't see the second one quite yet. Looking for that gold mine. He should know it's right here, but he did not scout prior to it with the Catoscopus. But we do have the Atlanta and now the Centaur here. We do have some priests coming out for Kvothhh. Gonna look to do some damage. The building placement here from Kvothhh is very awkward. Nice little micro here from Mr. Jack, but taking quite a bit of damage onto that Atalanta. these priests can be healed, so it's not something you really want to do. But the Sphinx is out now. Jack floating a ton of resources, so he's going for that second TC. The Catascopus does go down. Will we see a barracks from Mr. Jack? No, Mr. Kvothhh? No, we won't. He's very, very low on that goal, so he's gonna be making the Sphinxes and getting himself Sacred Cats, and probably gonna work for himself. Yeah, he's gonna go for a second TC. It's gonna be a delayed second TC. So he does have Sphinx out on the map. He has 2 of them. And Jack with the Atlanta, Hippias, where's the Centaur? And the Centaur should be able to defend this fairly easily. It's all about not letting this one take damage. If this TC goes up unscathed, it's very, very good for Jack. And Jack did go for the good town center here. Okay. Good for Jack. Gonna be able to defend. And we do have the... Oh, Atlanta chasing. Will we potentially see... Okay, we do see the ceasefire on the last second. I don't think Jack actually needed to ceasefire. Had he microed the Atlanta properly there onto the Sphinx. But that is actually huge here. Yeah, okay, so... Yep. Kvothhh doing the correct... Okay, no, Kvothhh is trolling. So, when people... What the ideal and optimal play here is for him to throw down 4 barracks and spam spearmen and win the game right here with Sphinxes. Why, you might ask? This would be a good play if the ceasefire was still in effect, but since the ceasefire got used, he should just stay 1 TC, spam spearmen, Sphinx, and just flood that town center, and Jack will be in a very bad position. But by him doing this, it's essentially helping Jack recover from that mistake he made. And Jack does throw 5 on the temple to make up for that mistake. He's ahead in villagers by 4, but 5 of them are on the temple, trying to pay off that mistake. But really nice building placement here from Jack. Gonna help with the raids so that... I would love to see another wall here from Jack. Both onto this backside here, but does get scouted. Does he scout it? No, he does not. I mean, Jack knows about the back hunt here. He's throwing 1 little Hippias around to get himself some knowledge on the map. Scouting is key. Does see a couple of spearmen. And we see the 3rd stable up now for Jack. And see some centaurs being made as well. He's got 8 on the temple. I don't hate it, but 8 is too much this early into the game. But he's gonna go for the centaur spam, by the looks of it. Could be an awkward villager. Yep, awkward villager indeed. Oh, we do see the Hippias getting sniped there. And now triple Sphinx coming with the Cryo Sphinx upgrade as well. Let's do this. Where's Jack's units? He has the Atlanta back here, and now another villager pick. Oh, yep. Has the centaurs out and the Theseus, so this is very, very good. However, Eclipse coming down. Very aggressive Eclipse here. You do have the centaurs, but look at that. He's just gonna back off. He knows that the Sphinx can easily catch up to the centaurs and kill them, but this is actually great defense by Jack. Garrisoning everything, getting himself a centaur snipe, but now he needs to get himself the villagers out and back to work ASAP. Ooh, lose a bit of food there, retasking them onto that gold mine. Now, both retreating, but this is a massive win for Jack. He's not going heroic quite yet, whereas the raw economy, hello, already going to heroic with the Sphinx, with the spearmen out. Not too good for Kvothhh, for Jack here, but he's walling himself in very nicely. He's got that going for himself. But we see any third monuments? No, we do not. Okay, the third one coming up now. So he's gonna be going for Pitsukos with camels here against Jack, and it's actually very strong strategy against Poseidon. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Jack responds to that. He's going up through Apollo himself. Oh no, not Apollo. Sorry, Dionysus. But he's not quite there. He's some way off, but needs to get some damage done with these centaurs right now. Centaur with Atlanta, get some damage done. Hit, catch some strays, some units here and there. Now we got the armory coming up. Migdol should be coming up right about here. Jack knows about this gold mine. He does have vision. He's got 2 Pegasus out. Sees the Migdol, sees the units. Gonna send Atlanta in. Dionysus is coming through now. You have the rock scouting. There's a locust that could be very bad. Oh, a Pitsuko snipe from Mr. Jack. Massive win there for him. But now we have the camels out. He's hiding the camels inside the Migdol, which is a very cheeky play. Another rain of arrows. Running back. Trying to get some damage off. And now heroic coming through, but no, he's not going for the spirited charge or any of those ups yet, but we see heavy on the camels from Kvothhh and also spearmen. So he's going to be going for spearman, camel, and I think you need probably something like Hippias, centaur here. Hippias, a couple of Peromos, centaurs to deal with that. See, ooh, this is actually looks juicy, right? But it's not the right call from Jack, sending all his centaurs all alone into this field, but needs to control them, but he's going to start taking damage. He may trap himself in here. Could get a special attack off on these spearmen. There's a couple of priests chasing, trying to cut him off, trying to get some damage, but the heroes are here to fend them off, but these heroes may fall here. Oh, and we see some raids up top here. There's a Hydra, but the 2 Sphinxes with the 3 times multiplier should easily be able to deal with this Hydra. See the Hippolyta coming through now. Prodromos being made. And now, if he could cut off these units from the back here, would be a big W for Jack, but he does not go for it. But gets the second snipe onto that Sphinx. Now, Spearmen, Camels. He's got himself the good old Dark Water upgrade for the Camels, and is going for the Heavy Spearmen, I believe. And Heavy Camels. Also doing a farm transition for himself there. He's not got Plow. Okay, he's got Plow now. Doesn't have a Hand Axe, though. And now we see a couple of Camels out and about, looking for something to potentially raid. And does see this. There's also a Locust available still. This could be a huge potential for Locust. I like the way Jack is spreading his farms out. And now we see the Prodromos chasing. Does he have the upgrades? He does not. He's now only now getting them. Going for this town center here. But Jack is playing it patient. Gonna wait at the back. Gonna get those upgrades through. And then go for the flank with the Prodromos onto the camels. However, these are only medium Prodromos. But if Kvothhh does not pay attention, these camels could fall very, very quickly here. Loses a couple of camels there. 6.3 versus 6 speed, no spirit to charge through yet, but we see a 4th town center for Kvothhh coming up onto this corner right here. And we see Hephaestus queued up for Jack. Jack doesn't know what to do, it feels like. He's only responding, he's not being proactive this game at all. Just giving Kvothhh all the map control he wants. With the Migdol spams, he's got himself the sun-dried mud bricks. Being able to spam Migdols for only 425 gold. Kind of a broken upgrade if you ask me. We do see a fortress coming up onto this gold mine here from Jack's side. But Jack choosing to play it rather patient. He's got himself the Pegasus, but is not actively using it to see what's going on. We do see a ton of Migdols all around the map, and we do have rain still for both. Kvothhh is on 87, is like shooting up in the villagers with those with those town centers. And Jack doesn't have any clue what's going on, but a huge fight breaking out here. And Camels versus Prodromos and Spearmen. Oh, Centaurs are trying to be micro, but he's gonna take a lot of damage. Locust wasn't too good here, but Spearmen, Camels, nothing you can do against that as Poseidon, unfortunately for him. But his actually Centaurs here did some good damage. But at the end of the day, both situation is very, very good right now. He's getting himself rain. He's going to be able to rain relatively soon. Trying to do a farm transition, and once the rain comes through, he'll be able to go mythic with 4 town centers and full population of army. That is raw for you right there. Being able to outproduce, out-tech, and A-jump better than any other civ in the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Egyptians are such a high priority pick in tournaments. Jack is just playing on a back foot right now. He's getting himself heavy cavalry. He's got himself the Dionysus and Hermes techs. And we see a nice little catapult play here from Mr. Jack, but it's gonna get denied. You see some Hippaspis out. And yeah, we're gonna see Kvothhh jumping to Mythic any moment now with that big 36 farm rain. And we see him rotating his army. Oh, the Hippolyta in the army. So slow. It's actually gonna let Kvothhh do so much damage here. He's at 250 pop versus 190. And due to the poor scouting of Jack, he does not know about this town center. But now, Kvothhh gonna be committing to this fight. He's only got pure camels here, and he has got no spearmen. He's going for the pure camels into the Prodromos. This could very well be a mistake. But the numbers advantage is in favor of Kvothhh, but the Hippaspis here is such a bad play from Jack. Just flooding those Hippaspis in, even though he doesn't see any spearmen, but the fight is working out somewhat well here, trading well because of the Prodromos, right? But the camels are still being flooded in with that insane economy at the back of this from Kvothhh. Got units everywhere, it clears out the catapults. And look at that Migdol spam now. He's got so much gold income. He's got so much food income. He can endlessly flood Jack here. Even though Jack is trading decently, it's not going to be quite enough. All that Migdol spam. Nothing but a Petropolis. But buildings need buffs, guys. Buildings for sure need a buff, right? That's all I can say. From these last 2 games, like, I don't know, chat. I'm kind of speechless right now. Kvothhh is playing this very well. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Like, he's been playing this game pretty clean. Some mistakes, yes, but like, doing this, I don't know, like, kind of leaves me speechless, but whatever. He's got himself full map control, flooding the camels, and even starting his trade route with like 5 markets. Got himself 2.3k food, endless amounts of gold. He's gonna get to cap soon, and just being able to simply out trade Jack endlessly. And Hephaestus nowhere to be seen for Jack. Not enough economy, not enough population to defend. And with that being said, Jack taps out. GG. Kvothhh takes the series 3-0. Very well played by Kvothhh here. Jack this game made so many mistakes. So many mistakes. Although Kvothhh also made mistakes, he could recover from them easier. But that's just, you know, Kvothhh is an experienced player, very good player, and Jack is slowly but surely creeping up there. But that's it for the series. Well played to Kvothhh, clean, 3-0 for him, and nice try to Jack. GG's, well played everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. Feel free to drop a comment, a like, a sub. Let me know if you want to see more of this. And yeah, bye.